What is your American dream?
Healthcare for all. It really is. Healthcare for all, reproductive freedom, sexual reproductive rights, abortion rights for every single person in this country.
Same, like justice for everyone, like a reformed justice system, a society where we can have equal access to all the rights that we came here for. Like, I'm an immigrant, I came here from Jamaica. Like, we came here for, of course, more economic mobility, but like, we wanted the freedom and like the things that were promised to us. And when we got here, we realized it's not as easily accessible as we thought it was. So I just want us to have the dream that we came for.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Squad, it's executive producer.
And there's Yo-Yo.
I was like, is Jillian here with us?
Yeah, maybe she would join us, right?
I mean, she has been doing a lot of on-camera work lately, Jilly Bean.
Yo-Yo said we're missing a female right there in the middle.
Maybe we should have a competition.
I don't know.
And bring different people in.
Hello, Facebook.
Yeah.
Hello, YouTube. There we go.
There we go.
Let's say hello to the squad. It's Tuesday Tea. Dion Reed, squad up. How are you? Jeff Bozy.
Whoa.
Good evening, everybody. He's threatening to not join us if our Facebook went out again.
Oh.
Jessica Levy, how are you? Ma Duke, squad up. And Nicole Wright, we see you watching. Dip Fab, Cake Affairs, squad up team. Nina God Pickney, how are you? Willie L. Williams, always in the comments. Abadoom Jamo, always in the comments as well. Dawn Harriet, also always in the comments. Let's check out YouTube. Yo-Yo Sadaro Potla saying hello. Earth Angel Pert, squad up. The Top Cat, double fisting. Susie Q, how are you? Sola Fabawano, squad up team. Denise Johnson, Jessica Levy, double fisting. 29 Super C, calling out everybody.
Right.
Minkoff, happy Tuesday, squad up. And Anu Chandra saying hi, squad. Veronica Clark, Dembasau, and Jody Ann with a Tuesday Tea pre-question of the day.
Yes.
If I have a green card interview pending through VAWA in a particular state, in any particular state, pick a state, and still using the address, can I work in another state without changing the address? I think that was asked the other day. I just realized I'm leaning.
Yeah, you are.
I was like the leaning tower of Uncle Brad today.
Brad.
But I wasn't falling over. I'm like the thing in Pisa. But the answer is, if you're working in another state and you're spending predominantly most of your time in another state, it's very hard to say you're still domiciled in the state where your application is pending. And I would suggest most likely that what you should do, but there's always extenuating circumstances, but what you should do is file an Air 11 and change the address. Why look for trouble?
Okay. And Jeff Bozy said, forgot to say Happy Hanukkah, Mr. Brad.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Jeff Bozy.
He spelled it like that, too.
Only 3 days too late. But
oh, was your mic not on? We heard you. You heard through my mic, probably.
Because I'm screaming my head off.
Yeah.
That's a damn.
That's a damn.
Jeff Bozy, 3 days too late on Hanukkah, and Uncle Brad 5 minutes too late turning his mic on. Yo-Yo, take it away.
All right. And Barbara, we see you over here. You saying she got late, but we called your name, so we got you. All right, squad, you already know what time it is. It's time for you all to start sharing on all social media platforms because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad, talking headlines on this Giving Tuesday, including news that New York City may give non-citizens the right to vote in its local elections, which is Big time. And of course, it is tea time, Tuesday tea time, where we talk about celebrity headlines. We're going to sip on some stories like the big news that Twitter founder and CEO Jack Dorsey is stepping down, and his replacement, many are saying, basically the definition of the American dream.
Yes, we will be talking about it, I guess, Yo-Yo. And of course,
look at him.
And of course, there he is. And of course, we can call 1-800-529-5465. Internationally, it's +1-212-227-8933. And of course, later in the show, we will speak with attendees at the New York City's 5th Women's March, which focused on reproductive rights, as the Supreme Court is set to hear arguments tomorrow challenging Roe versus Wade, which protects a woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion. That is going to be a landmark decision one way or the other.
Yeah.
Either they're going to keep abortion rights or limit abortion rights to such a degree that it would almost make it impossible to have an abortion.
Right.
Or I don't think they would outlaw abortion completely, but my concern is that it's going to be limited to such an extent that it might as well just outlaw it.
Yeah, right.
All right. You ready for schmoozing?
Let's schmooze.
All right. There is Jill, but give me a few minutes, okay? Today is the National Day of Giving. On the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, charities, families, businesses, community centers, gotta look this way,
yes,
and students around the world come together for one common purpose: to give. It is Giving Tuesday.
So
this is
never
how
knew about this.
This is how. Well, before I tell you how you observe, it started in 2012. The 92nd Street Y in New York City created Day of Giving to bring focus to the charitable season in wake of all the commercialization between Black Friday, Cyber Monday. They said it's too much commercialization, too much buying.
It is a lot.
Too much, just consumerism.
Yeah.
And we forget sometimes what all of these holidays are all about, which is giving and helping and being with family and friends. So Giving Tuesday is a way to give back.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think it's very nice. So let me tell you how some people are observing. You can set up a collection for non-perishable food at your work. Deliver the collection to a local food pantry.
Okay. That's easy.
You could donate gift cards to a shelter. It doesn't have to be expensive gift cards. It could be $5 gift cards.
Yeah.
You can collect new toys and donate them to children spending the holidays in the hospital. All right, children in the hospital would love to have toys over
especially
Christmas.
And
more blankets for those receiving cancer treatments.
Well, make blankets.
Make blankets for those receiving cancer treatment. I don't know how to knit, but you can even buy them.
You can.
Yeah, why not? Now, there are websites that evaluate charities to help navigate the thousands upon thousands of charitable organizations. Some of them include BBBY's Giving Alliance, Charity Navigator, Charity Watch, GuideStar, and some interesting charities on Giving Tuesday. Miles for Migrants. It provides flights to safer areas where asylum seekers can begin new lives. Donors can give gift money, or they can donate their frequent flyer miles to transport individuals who are legally approved to travel but can't afford to get their own plane tickets. Why Hunger, which strives to end hunger through community-led solutions and social movements. Living Good, another charity. It empowers international health workers to provide door-to-door, high-quality primary health care. Benevolent Missions International, BMI. It's a nonprofit providing eye care to rural communities around the world. And this is a nice one, too, certainly for Fuzzy Monday. Pets for the Elderly. And it pairs senior citizens with our furry friends living in animal shelters so that the animal has a home and the senior citizen has a companion.
I like that.
That's nice too.
Yeah.
Now, if your budget is tight, like some of us, right?
Yep.
You have a tight budget this year?
I always have a tight
Always
budget.
have a tight budget. Okay, so
Always
all
have a
right. So
tight
then
budget.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting to hear about your budget for this year.
Yeah, I don't play when it comes to my budget.
I didn't know if you were going to have a tight budget or maybe you would have a more free spending budget this year.
Nope, I can't. Nope.
Nope.
Tight budget.
Tight
all
budget.
The time.
All right. So
all the time.
this is for the people with the tight budget.
Okay.
If you bake or create, donate a class or an item to a fundraiser. Okay. Like Yo-Yo, you can donate your professional services
My
to a
time.
fundraiser. Your
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
You know, come and do something at your event.
Yeah.
Right. Help a neighbor rake the leaves. It depends who the neighbor is.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I don't like my neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would throw leaves on his property. I wouldn't want to rake them. Run errands. I don't know about that one. All right, but these
mean,
are
if it's
things.
an old, you know,
Okay, but
like
if it's an
an old
older person
lady,
and they're very
that's-
nice,
yeah,
right? Okay.
Yeah, I would have done it.
All right. So here's some other things you can do without a budget. You can run errands for a charity, or you can run errands for somebody in your neighborhood who's having trouble moving around and getting out of their home.
Like this person.
Like that person. No, I don't think that person's having trouble getting out of their home. I don't know who that person was. Now, it may not seem like a big deal, but charities have figured out even how to do things for $1. I mean, you ever see those commercials? You can feed this child for 35 cents.
Yes.
So, I mean, you can literally donate $1 to a charity, and it will still go a long way. They will figure out what to do with it.
Listen, if 100,000 people, which is easily like right outside, gave $1
That's
to
right.
a charity, it'd be $100,000.
That's right. Now, Karen Stein, she's the Chief Communications Officer of Giving Tuesday, explains everyone has something to
Oh, that's
give.
who Karen is.
That's Karen Stein, our Chief Communications Officer
Yeah.
at the 92nd Street Y. Everyone has something to give, and every act of generosity counts. The program encourages people to spread generosity year-round. There you go.
That's awesome.
It's Giving Tuesday.
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah,
I like Giving Tuesday.
I do too. Right after Thanksgiving.
Right. And now, New York City, they're about to pass legislation that will allow immigrants, those who have green cards, those who are legal on work visas within the city limits, to vote legally in New York City elections. It's going to make roughly 800,000 people
Wow.
who live in the United States on a permanent basis and who live in the city of New York, and basically 800,000 people are disenfranchised.
Yeah.
They can't vote, and they have no say in how their local government operates, works, taxes them, or anything else. It's really unfair. So the final barrier to the legislation, it was opposition from our mayor, Bill de Blasio, was removed on Tuesday after de Blasio said he would not veto the bill if it's voted through. And the legislation, as I said, it's going to allow people with green cards and others legally authorized to be in the United States with a work permit, with a work visa, to vote. Now, you still can't vote in state and federal elections, but you would
it's
be
just for
able to
local.
vote in the local city elections.
Which is very important.
I
you
think,
know.
by the way, local city elections
It's the most
are
important
most
to me.
important.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, to me, it's most important how, you know, is your garbage getting picked up? Are we safe on the streets?
Right.
You know, it's your local city that's taxing the heck out of you.
Yeah.
What are your services are you getting from your local city?
This is a big opportunity. This is.
I think
it's
so.
better. I always tell people, if you really want to see a change, you have to start studying your local elections, because that's where, you know,
That's where change
neighborhood-
happens.
Yeah, that's where change
Yeah.
happens.
Now, Mayor-elect Eric Adams says he also supports the proposal. He said he has concerns, however, about the legality of allowing immigrants to vote in city elections. It's possible that if the bill passes, it may be in the courts soon. Maybe unconstitutional, some people say. Oh, Eric Adams did not say that. De Blasio said that. Excuse me.
Got you.
And congratulations to Barbados.
Yeah.
Last night, at the stroke of midnight,
Wow.
you finally kicked the Queen's butt
Queen
out
out.
of Barbados, and they have cut all remaining ties to the British monarchy
That's crazy.
after 400 years.
Years, man.
And in a ceremony on Monday evening, even Prince Charles acknowledged I'm quoting him, the appalling atrocity of slavery, as the nation removed Queen Elizabeth as its head of state and inaugurated its first ever president.
Wow.
The heir to the British throne, Prince Charles, had come from London for the occasion and watched as the royal standard flag was lowered from the flagpole and the new presidential standard raised in its place. Moments later, the Queen's own former representative, Governor General Sandra Mason, she is a well-respected jurist. She was sworn in as president by the Chief Justice. It was exactly 55 years to the day since Barbados declared independence from Britain, but it was another 55 years before the Queen finally left.
So the first president of Barbados is a woman.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Now, Prince Charles said he was deeply touched to have been asked to participate in the commemorations before reflecting on the protracted process the island nation of 300 people has endured to become a republic. I'm quoting Charles. From the darkest day of our past and the appalling atrocity of slavery which forever stains our history, the people of this island forged their path with extraordinary fortitude. Emancipation, self-government, and independence were your waypoints. Freedom, justice, and self-determination have been your guides. I'm glad it happened. Hundreds of years way too late.
Yeah.
But better late
Then never.
than never.
Yes.
So congratulations to Barbados. And of course, the vibrant celebratory ceremony also showcased Barbadian music and dance. But a highlight for many would have been when singer Rihanna was made a national hero. A huge roar of celebration erupted at the announcement.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So now the United States, in coronavirus news, Jonathan,
Okay.
has reported more than 48.4 million confirmed coronavirus cases. And following the emergence of Omicron. Doesn't it sound like he's like Omicron's like a villain in the Batman movie?
Yeah.
They're like, first it was the Joker,
Yeah.
then
Have,
it
like,
was
a
the
big head,
Penguin.
like-
Who's doing this to Gotham City? It's Omicron.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound like it? Sounds terrible.
It does.
They're telling people who are over 50 or living in a long-term care facility to get a booster shot. That's what the CDC is saying. While all other adults should get boosters within 6 months, they're saying that will best help prevent you from getting sick from Omicron. I like saying it like that. Now, France and Japan reported their first cases of the variant today. The United States has not yet reported a case, but presidential advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci says it's either here or inevitably going to get here. Now, President Biden said he's going to work on a plan. Thursday, he's got a plan to combat Omicron.
Okay.
No idea what the plan's going to be.
We don't know yet.
No idea what the plan's going to be.
So he just announced that he's
I got a plan.
Okay.
Everyone's got a plan.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's going to work.
Yeah.
I think Omicron's coming, whether he's got a plan or not.
Yeah. Well,
What do you
hopefully
think?
I definitely think the same, but hopefully his plan
Yes.
is gonna do something to help us with it.
And by the way, Greece today announced a mandatory vaccination for everybody over the age of 60 on the island.
Wow.
And if you do not get a vaccination in Greece and you're over 60, a fine of 100 euros.
Wow.
Monthly.
Yeah.
For every month you don't get a vaccination.
100.
So it costs you 1,200 euros a year to live in Greece without a vaccination. Over 60.
Nobody wants to give away free money.
Tea time!
Tea time.
Do we have any tea? And here is our butler, Jay Rhymes.
Hey, Rhymes, why you look sad?
Jay Rhymes looks very sad today. Sad butler.
It's a
Are
sad
you
butler.
still upset about yesterday's loss?
I don't want to talk about it.
He's a very sad butler
I
today.
know.
I lost 3 times.
Why is he?
Oh,
Is that what he's sulking about?
Because he lost 3 times.
Jessica Leamy is so smart. She Perfect score.
Perfect score. But I'm going to tell you something. Jessica Levy does not come all the way up from Delaware and pour tea like you. All right, you pour tea like a champion, Jay
That's the
Rhymes.
only thing I'm good at.
You're great at it.
We gotta cheer up Jay Rhymes.
I know, Jay Rhymes. Great tea. I can already tell.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Yo-Yo. All right, what do we have? Is this ginger tea
Vanilla
again?
and honey.
What is
Ooh,
it?
I smell it.
Vanilla and honey.
Vanilla and honey tea.
Smells like lotion.
It does smell like lotion,
Right?
like you want to put it like on your your face or
yeah,
something, right?
Especially after a nice hot
Yeah.
shower.
This is very
Very,
good.
like,
Yeah.
floral.
Why doesn't everyone just talk amongst themselves while Jonathan and I have some tea?
I will.
Right? Just talk
yeah.
amongst yourselves.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourself. You smell it?
It's very good. Where's my tea cards here? Here we are. Christmas has come to the White House, Yo-Yo.
Woo!
Yes. Gifts from the heart is the theme of President Joe Biden's first white Christmas yesterday. He's gotten a little slack saying it's ugly. What do you think?
I was about to say I'd rather have the crazy red trees.
Let's see.
From last
Let's
Christmas.
see Joe Biden's.
It's very tacky.
It's
looking.
very. I've been getting a lot of bad press.
I didn't know that it got bad press. So
It
when
got,
I saw
it got
the
very
pictures,
bad press.
I saw the pictures and I was like, what are we gonna say about this? Is like whatever.
That's okay. That's
It's
not so
okay.
bad. What's the bad press? We have a better. We have it. Oh, there it is.
That's not as bad. Like, when
that's
you
not
go
bad
into
either.
a close up of the, like, you'll see some of
Well, apparently they have pictures of the Trumps,
Yeah.
and the Obamas, and the
the
Bushes, the
Bushes,
Reagans, the
right.
Carters, all hanging on the tree. In addition to pictures of their kids and grandkids and dogs.
It's just look at that.
I mean, I don't know. You got
No,
like a
God.
picture of Donald Trump and Melania next to
No.
Obama and Jimmy Carter. Yeah, Trump is on there too.
Trump is on there
Trump
too.
is on there too. Everybody's on there.
And then there was like this big ribbon thing. I don't know. I'm sure there's a picture of it. It's like a big ribbon in the middle of the. It's just not. I remember. Yeah, look at that. Kindness, hope. It's just like
it was getting a lot of bad press.
It's ugly.
Now, you liked Melania's.
Yeah.
You like
Compared to
Melania's.
this, absolutely.
You like Melania's red Christmas trees. Do we have a picture of that?
You know, we were talking
And
a
those
lot
were-
of mess about that, talking about
Yeah.
it's like bloody Christmas, but look at that. It looks a lot better to me.
Yeah, I would say. Listen, I'm no Donald Trump aficionado by any stretch of the imagination. Yo, we have absolutely nothing nice to say about Donald Trump
At all.
right? But I would think, it's my guess, Melania probably has better taste than Jill Biden.
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
I mean, I feel like she definitely has like that European flair.
Right.
You know, so that's like, you know.
You think she has better taste than Jill Biden? Because I think Jill.
If we're basing it
based it
off
on
of
Christmas
just
trees,
Christmas
because it's
absolutely.
always you know the first lady who does the Christmas trees
well,
decorations.
Then absolutely, if we're basing it off the Christmas
Okay.
trees,
Yeah.
look at, Lord. Look, if you guys see my Christmas tree, like I have a Christmas tree that I, put up at my place, and I took a lot of time to make sure it was nicely decorated, the colors, this is a lot of tackiness.
Now the Bidens spent Thanksgiving in Nantucket, Massachusetts. More than 100 volunteers it took to decorate this tree. 25 wreaths, 6,000 feet of ribbon, 300 candles, 10,000 ornaments, 80,000 holiday lights, and they couldn't even satisfy Yo-Yo with that.
Nah, they lost me on this one, brother. Sorry, guys.
And we have to sip some tea here with Pete Davidson now dating Kim Kardashian.
How?
Right? And then Kanye now coming out and saying he wants to get back together with Kim. But as
that ain't
soon as Pete Davidson kind of. But she's 40.
not gonna
By the
happen.
way, Kim Kardashian, she's 41 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Davidson, he's 28.
Jeff Bozy Bazzi says now Yo-Yo has to bring pictures of his tree next time. I got you.
All right.
I
All
got
right.
you.
Now,
Trust me.
Now the king of we've moved on from Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. This is Kim Kardashian. What is with this Pete Davidson that he's dated all these women?
Pete Davidson. Listen,
Is he a good-looking guy, Yo-Yo?
I think.
I don't think I mean, listen. I mean,
how you gonna ask me and then you're not gonna let me say it?
I'm sorry. I gotta tell you, he ain't a good-looking guy. He's not a good-looking guy, in my opinion.
I think.
Why does he get all these women?
I think one, because of his personality. He has a funny personality. Girls like to laugh, and he's not an ugly person. So it's like when you have a good personality, I think it brings it out. Brings out your looks a little bit more. Because the fact that he's bagged Kim Kardashian, Ariana Grande, all these other beautiful, look at his exes. Yeah. They're with him for a reason, and that one reason might be something that we could only talk about during Hump Day. But I think it's got to be something going on.
You think?
There's got to be something going on. Yeah.
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 He's got a big Pete.
a big Davidson.
You think he's got a big Davidson?
I mean, it's got come on, this guy literally has all the baddies. It's wild.
Why does he?
With the problems that he has,
he went to drug rehab.
Yeah. So it's like.
Do you think he's a funny guy?
I think he is. I think he has his own type of.
Right. You laugh at his stuff.
Yeah, because it's kind of dry, but then I don't know. His stuff is kind of funny. Just his delivery, he's funny to me.
Well, I think it's funny now that as soon as he starts dating Kim, Kanye jumps in and decides he wants to get back together with his ex-wife.
That means that means Kanye sees something in this relationship.
Yeah, I mean, would you have expected anything different from Kanye?
No, of course not. He's gonna be back and forth.
Right.
He probably took his medicine this time, so he's like, oh damn. Because remember this when he had his "Make America Great Again" hats and all that. He goes back and forth. So I just think that Kim is over it. She wants to have some fun.
And you know what? Kim's got $1 billion, so she's going
how
for
old
the.
Is she? She's like 41.
Yeah. If she doesn't have $1 billion, maybe it's close, whatever.
Yeah.
But so she has. She's going for the younger man.
And he's what, like 28?
He's 28. Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And what do you think of this? The Bachelor, Colton Underwood. He was on The Bachelor a few years ago. He used to be a former NFL linebacker. Mm-hmm. And he went on The Bachelor to find his love.
Right.
And go on this dating show. And ultimately ask a woman to marry him. And it turns out he's gay. He's a homosexual. And he would never have had any intention of marrying any of these women because he likes men. And people were duped into watching this show. The contestants, the female contestants, were duped into believing that they're in a contest for this man's affection.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it is a reality show, and people do it for all sorts of reasons.
Right.
Probably if you took a lie detector, I don't think anybody on the Bachelor reality show is saying, I'm doing it to find love. Mm-hmm. They're doing it to find fame. But still, at least, have the ability to say, okay,
I'm wondering,
we can get married.
I'm wondering if he knew that he was going to do this before he got on The Bachelor. Like, if this was all, part of his plan. He's like, I'm going to do The Bachelor. I'm going to become this super famous guy, and then I'm going to come out, and then I'm going to get a Netflix series,
Now, what's very interesting is he's a Christian. He plays football, and his big thing was that he was a virgin. He was a virginal man. Aggressive heterosexual dating to find the love of his life.
He's a virgin.
Yes. And now he has a boyfriend.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Interessante.
So there is a Netflix show coming out on, this is all around a Netflix show. Very interesting, right?
See.
And it's called Coming Out Colton. And the series started filming before his Good Morning America appearance. And on his Good Morning America appearance, just the other day, he came out and said, I'm gay. In April, came out and said, I'm gay. What do you think of, you were on a reality show.
Yeah.
What do you think of somebody who goes on a reality show and just pretends to be somebody they're completely not.
The thing is with, reality TV, like, one, we don't know his journey. We don't know if he was closeted, he was Christian, he was a virgin. So that kind of means that he probably had a very strong Christian, faith and family and church family. So we don't know if he, was afraid to come out. And, when you get these opportunities to be on reality TV, you're kind of like, it's thrown at you, and then you get, kind of like, oh, snap, like, I guess I got to do it. And, once you start one way, you have to finish that way until after. So,
So you're giving the benefit of the doubt that he didn't know he was gay when he went on, when he
No,
did the show.
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
No, but you said it before, though.
No, I didn't.
You said you don't know when he came out,
No, I'm saying, like, you don't know what his journey is. You don't know if he was afraid to come out, So that's why I'm not saying it's right to play girls and pretend that you're straight,
Right.
But we, you don't know we don't know his journey. We don't know where he was at before. A lot of people are depressed about this. So, like, I can't speak on his actual,
I wonder what the
journey.
woman who he chose to marry
I'm
feels.
sure she's pissed.
Yeah.
But maybe not, because I mean,
because now she's back in the news again.
Yeah, you're back in the news.
Right.
One thing about being on reality TV is you want your 15 minutes of fame to go to 16, 17, 18 minutes. This girl right here, she probably didn't even really like. I think girls kind of know when their boyfriend is kind of messes around or not. But like how much in love could she have been with this guy that she'd barely met? Now she's back in the news. You go on the reality TV to become a famous person. She probably has no like talent, so she's like, okay, who cares? I'm back in the news. I'm gonna get a show. I'm gonna try and get a show. So I don't think she really cares.
Well, I have some tidbits here.
Okay.
I have a little tea about that, Yo-Yo.
Tell us.
An online petition with over 35,000 signatures as of late November asked Netflix to cancel the series coming out, Colton, because of a stalking and harassment allegation that Underwood's ex-girlfriend Casey Randolph outlined in a restraining order she filed against him in September 2020. Casey Randolph was the woman he asked to get engaged to in The Bachelor. So she had some sort of domestic situation with him and had to get a restraining order against him.
This just keeps on getting deeper and deeper.
Yes. Now she interestingly dropped the case against him after they came to a private agreement where obviously somebody got paid off. And that was right around the time that Netflix decided to do this show. Ha!
That's the thing with reality TV and today. It's just a lot of crazy stories.
And finally, Yo-Yo, as you said at the top of the show, Jack Dorsey, the co-founder and public face of Twitter, is going to be stepping down as the CEO. Parag Agrawal, 37-year-old, Twitter's chief technology officer, is going to take over.
Wow.
Dorsey said in a statement, "I've decided to leave Twitter because I believe the company is ready to move on from its founders." Wow. Now, they are not as big as Facebook, and they're not as big as Google and YouTube and all the others, but they are very much responsible for the political debate, not only in the United States, but around the world.
Yeah.
Okay? And, Twitter leads the world in comments, that's for sure.
Yes.
Whenever anybody does anything, we always go to Twitter. I wonder now that Jack Dorsey is stepping down, if we'll see Donald Trump back on Twitter.
I don't know where this guy is from, but he does not look like he would be a Donald Trump fan, so I don't think so. I would hope not.
Well,
he doesn't deserve to be back.
Dorsey, Twitter, as I said, is much smaller than Facebook and all the other ones, but they are very responsible for a lot of the hate speech and rhetoric that's coming around. Now, at the start of this year, Twitter took the extraordinary step of banning Trump. Dorsey's had to navigate these challenges, and Dorsey's departure comes 15 years after he helped launch the short messaging company. In recent months, Twitter has launched products catered to long-form content, including live audio and newsletters. And, of course, the new CEO, Pagrag Agwal, becomes the latest Indian-born executive to take over a major American
huge.
technology company. Executives of South Asian descent are now at the helm of companies including Microsoft, Google, and IBM,
Wow.
with many of them succeeding the company's founders. To some in Silicon Valley, Agrawal's elevation was the definition of the American dream. Patrick Collision, chief executive Stripe, said in a tweet congratulating Agrawal, "Wonderful to watch the amazing success of Indians in the technology world and a good reminder of the opportunity America offers to immigrants."
There we go.
So
American
congratulations
dream
there.
right there.
And by the way, that is the end of our tea.
Okay.
All right, and I'm done with my tea. I have one more sip.
Me too.
Yeah. All right, you know what time it is right now, Yo-Yo?
The meat and potatoes.
No, it's not meat and potatoes.
Oh, dang.
You got to follow the script.
Guess what?
It's-
The only
it's-
reason why I said that is because they're like, pick up the phone in the comments. People are up in there saying, hey, there's a process
There's
to
a
this.
process. Relax yourself. All right, there's a process. It's now 7:05. Right around between 7:10 and 7:15, that's when I pick up the phone.
There you go.
Right? We're running early, as a matter of fact.
Are we?
Yes, we are. So I think it's TikTok time. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. For affidavit of support requirements, your unemployment insurance does count towards income, but that will ultimately end at some point. They're probably going to require a job letter, and if you don't have one, you probably need a second affidavit of support. Good luck. There is no fiancé visa for green card holders, unfortunately. You would have to go to where your fiancé is or a third country, marry her, file an I-130, and she would be in the F2A category, about 2 to 3 year wait. Good luck. Most international students get optional practical training. If they are STEM, it gets for several years. Then they get sponsored in an H-1B and then sponsored in a job. And many fall in love during this process and get married. That's how you stay. You do not need to renew your green card in order to file for your citizenship. Just because your green card expired doesn't mean you're not a lawful permanent resident of the United States. If you don't need your green card to prove you're a resident, just file your citizenship. Good luck. And I'm just finishing my tea here, Yo-Yo, while I was watching TikTok Time. And now that we had our tea, it's time for the main course, meat and potatoes. You got your questions, I've got your answers. Let's do it, Ian. All right, Cy in Chicago.
Hey Brad, I have two questions actually.
Go ahead.
I applied for Wawa for last year November 23rd. February 8th I got my prime facie determination notice, and then eventually I got my 765, which is work permit only. So it's almost going to be done for in 2 months. My prime facie are going to be expire. So what is I can do that
Request
right
an
now?
extension of prima facie. You just do that by letter form. Your VAWA case is going to take 3 years from start to finish, but you're in good shape if you got the prima facie. That means that you met at least the minimum requirements for proving abuse, a bona fide marriage, and good moral character.
Yeah, Brad, this is the last question I have, please.
Sure.
In 6 months exactly for today onwards, my EAD going to be end. So when I need to apply for my second EAD?
About 4 months before the expiration.
Awesome. Thank you, Brad.
All right,
Thank
good
you
luck.
for helping me out.
Okay. Let's go to Adam in Minnesota.
Hi, Brad. Are you speaking with Adam? Thank you so much for everything you're doing for us.
My pleasure.
So I got two questions. I came on best marriage green card. It was 2 years expired. Me and my wife, we had some problem. We got divorced, and in the process, I got arrested by her.
What were you arrested for?
It was domestic violence. I didn't do anything, to be honest. But then, like, the charges was domestic violence.
What happened with the case?
So what happened? They dropped we went to court. They give me a plea deal of domestic violence. I said no, so they transferred me to another court. Eventually, they give me a disorderly conduct.
Okay.
And then disorderly conduct, they said they're gonna dismiss within a year if I stayed out of trouble.
Okay.
So which they did. So now it's dismissed, and I got everything. We fully divorced. So they sent me notice, everything, and I did my fingerprints. August of 4th, and after 10 days, the status changed to your case is gonna the skill interview. So my question is, do you think that when the case was dismissed and was disorderly conduct, so is that gonna have a issue on my case?
Well, it's disorderly conduct is not inadmissible, meaning that they can't use a disorderly conduct arrest and conviction. It's not a penal criminal conduct, disorderly conduct, so they can't use it against you to find you inadmissible and bar you from getting a green card. What they sometimes do is they use the disorderly conduct as part of a pattern of bad moral character. If, however, you have no pattern of bad moral character and you have this one-time incident where you got arrested and it turned into a disorderly conduct, that to me is not a pattern of bad moral character. It's I had a bad night, I had a bad day. Everyone's entitled to a bad night or a bad day, and I think you'll be fine. So as long as there's nothing else in your records or your history or anything to say that you do not have a good moral character, one arrest that turns into a disorderly conduct in of itself is not bad moral character. I think you'll be fine.
Okay, so was it? What do you think? Like, was going with the domestic? So they charged me this one out of blue.
You know what? My first professor and the first words I ever heard in law school, and I swear this is the truth. Okay, the police and a grand jury can charge a ham sandwich. With anything, meaning that you can be charged. You can be charged for anything. Okay, police, grand juries, they can charge you for anything and everything. That doesn't mean you're guilty of anything. It just means you're charged, you're accused. And ultimately, the case was turned into a disorderly conduct, and that's all that ultimately matters.
Yeah, and then it was dismissed. And then the other thing I wanted to ask is, what is it called? The other thing, I forgot it. Thank you. Have a good one, sir.
Okay, Adam. All right, let's go to Casey in Brooklyn. Cassie. Cassie or Casey?
Oh, hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you, Cassie?
I'm good. I'm just calling to find out, right? Can my daughter's father get a DNA test done with my 12-year-old daughter because he's filing citizenship for her without immigration asking him to, as evidence that he is her father biologically?
You can do it for your own purposes, but if you want to do it for immigration, you have to do it through a request by immigration and at a lab that will send the results to immigration and that your particular case that's pending with immigration. So it's done through a request by immigration to go do it. Don't do it independently unless you just want to know for sure if he's the father or not, then you can do it. But if you're doing it for immigration, you wait or request immigration to ask you to do it.
Oh, so don't do it.
No, you'll waste your money.
Because his name is not on her birth certificate,
okay.
So they're asking for...
You'll waste your money, so ask them you can ask for a DNA test.
Or you could just request it from them?
Say, here's proof that he's the father. Here's an affidavit. Here's a late registration of a birth certificate. Maybe it's a baptismal certificate. Here's some affidavits from other people who say that he's the father and he's been saying he's the father since the child was born. And if you don't believe all of this, we're happy to take a blood test.
Okay.
All right.
But
That's
don't
how you
waste
do
my
it.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you a lot.
Okay. Let's go to Colleen in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Hey, Brad.
Hi. How are you, Colleen?
I'm doing great. I'm the spouse of a green card holder. Got an approved I-130. I sent off my I-485. But my J1 visa expires in June. What I wanted to know is when it does expire, will I be out of status?
No, not if your adjustment's pending. No.
Okay, so once it's pending, I'm able to stay in America.
Yes.
But I can't work and stuff. Just
until you get your work permit.
Okay, I just wanted to know if I
Yeah.
could stay past the J1 expiration.
As long as you file your adjustment application.
Yes, I did, and I
Okay.
got the receipt notice.
All
My
right.
biometrics
Then you're
scheduled
all
and
set
everything.
to go. Now you cannot legally
Yes.
work till you get a work permit.
Yes, I know I can't work. I just wanted to know if I had to leave the country or if
No.
I can continue living until.
Stay.
All right then.
All right,
Thank
good
you.
luck. Okay. Let's go to Kennedy in Olympia, Washington.
Hi, Brad. I have a question, and thank you so much for your show.
Thank you.
So I have an approved I-751 to remove condition. I just filed that in September 2021, and I also filed the I-400 just about a month ago. And with all these things pending, the only thing that I'm waiting for is an interview.
Yeah, they're taking
but-
about 2 years.
Yes, for the I-751.
Right.
The I-400, I don't know how long they take.
The
But,
N400 will be faster. So when you reach the 90 days before the 3-year anniversary of your conditional residence status, I don't know what day that would be. You have to calculate it. Then you file your N400, and that would speed everything up.
Yes, and I already filed that too.
Okay, great.
So my question is, the complicated part is that my wife wants a divorce.
Well, then that means ultimately your N400 will be denied because it's no longer a bona fide marriage, and ultimately you would have to convert your pending I-751 to a waiver of the joint requirement to file the removal of the conditions of the permanent residence based on a bona fide marriage that's being terminated by divorce. So what you would end up doing is withdraw the N400, convert the I-751 to a divorce case, and then you do it alone and prove that you and your spouse were in a real marriage. At one point in time, it just didn't work out.
Oh, okay. So do I have to do it between now and before the interview for the I-751?
Yes, especially if your wife doesn't plan on showing up, or if your wife plans on showing up and saying she's getting a divorce. Yeah.
Okay, so that means it's a totally new thing that I'm
You're converting
sending
the
a
case.
new.
You are converting. You're not sending a new case. You're converting it.
Oh, okay.
All
So
right.
when converting into a new case, is it just the same way that I filed the I-751
No,
with a divorce
you're going to
certificate?
do it by letter form, and
Okay.
you're going to ask to convert it to a waiver of the 2-year home residence requirement based on a terminated marriage that was entered into in good faith, and you submit a copy of the divorce.
Okay, sorry. The last question. Do you remember what form will I need? Is it the same form of 7?
You don't fill out
51?
another form. It's done by letter.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Oh, got you. Thanks a lot,
You're very
sir.
welcome.
Okay.
Let's go to Waleed in Moreno Valley, California.
Hi, Brad.
Hi,
Thank
how are
you
you?
for the show.
My pleasure.
I'm good. Thank you so much, sir. I just had a question about my wife. I'm a U.S. citizen. I got married in January of 2021. I got approved by USCIS, the I-130, and then I got approval on, I got the mail from NVC or National Visa Center. I submitted all the documents and financial and everything I paid, and my wife is waiting for her interview. But in Afghanistan, the government collapsed and the new regime came. Everybody's just escaping the country. And the U.S. Embassy and consulate is closed out there.
Can your wife get to another
how can I-
country? Basically, your wife would need to get to another country if she can and process there. Is it possible?
Yes. And I'm trying to get a visa for another country, but because she doesn't speak English and she is alone, I have to go out there and help her out. I hear that I can expedite my case with NVC. Do you know how long approximately it will take for her to get a visa in the third country?
I don't know how to get a visa in the third country. I only know it's complicated enough the United States of America. I can tell you that to expedite a case to a third country, you got to get that country to accept the case. I'm sure they will under the circumstances. And then because of the circumstances, expediting it, hopefully just a few months.
Oh, it will take a few months?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if I have my doctor
I mean, maybe it'll be
that
quicker. I can't tell you for sure the exact amount of time. Sometimes they take 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes a month. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 months. I can't tell you for sure. I don't know what's going on with COVID. I don't know how quick they're reviewing these expedite cases on any given particular day. It's Christmas time. People are off. People are working remotely. You know, in the past, yeah, you can get it in a couple of weeks, but you know, with what's going on in the world right now, I can't tell you if it'll be a month, 2 months, 3 months, but it'll be pretty fast.
Yeah, but do I have to contact the third country that, hey, are you guys...
Yes, you got to get approval from them first. You just can't just show up
okay,
there.
Then I should send my documents to NVC?
You need to contact a third country and say, will you accept the case? And then they will work it out with the NVC to switch the case over.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much,
right, good
Mr.
luck.
Brad. I do appreciate your
You're
time.
welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Olu in Dallas.
Hello, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for the good work you're doing.
My
You've
pleasure.
been a blessing to me personally.
My pleasure.
And I appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. To my question, I have a work authorization that expired in June. So I've been working based on the receipt notice I got from USCIS. Right. But the receipt notice expires tomorrow. So I'm in a limbo. I can't work right now. What would you suggest I do?
The receipt notice. So you got a receipt notice.
Yeah, which
what do you mean it
works for 6
expires?
months.
Oh, for the 180 days. Okay, are you
Yes.
working right now?
My job told me that because it's going to expire.
All right, so if you can get a letter from the job saying they're gonna terminate you because you can't get the work permit, request send the job letter that they're terminating you with a request to expedite your case to immigration with a copy of your receipt notice that it's past the 180 days. Tell them I need my work permit immediately. They should expedite it. That's what the regulations say, at least.
When I called USCIS,
No, don't
they
call
told
them.
me that-
Don't call them.
Okay.
Calling them doesn't do anything. You write a letter, say, I am going to lose my job. Here is a letter from my job. You get a letter from your job. They're firing you because you don't have a work permit.
Right.
I am going to lose my job. This is my case number. Here's my receipt. It's at 180 days. Please expedite my work permit. That's what you do.
Right. Right. Just an additional information, I told my legal representative to file an expedite advance parole last week, which she did. So I was hoping that that would expedite my case. When I get my advance parole, I also get work authorization.
All right, you can try that too, but I'm telling you what you should do right now.
Okay.
All right.
Got you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Let's go to Oswald in Queens. Oswald.
Hello?
Hi, Oswald.
Brad, yeah, question. If somebody is deported out of the country for conspiracy to import narcotics, can he return?
No. Never.
Okay.
I mean, quite frankly, no. Drug offenses, conspiracy to distribute drugs, all are aggravated felonies and permanent inadmissibility with no waivers.
Okay. He was charged with conspiracy. He was deported out of the country.
Yeah.
He's out of the country like 12 years now.
The answer is no.
So there's no chance of coming back.
Not with a green card.
Okay.
All right, there are non-immigrant work visas, but they would be extraordinarily difficult to get under his circumstances. But I'm not saying never, but in terms of a green card, never.
Okay. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for the good work you're doing.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Shah in the Bronx. Hi, Shah.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Brad, my question is that me, my wife, and my US-born 11-month-old son gave an asylum interview on 6th October 2021. So, but still there is no decision because the officer said, we will mail you the decision. You don't need to come to pick up the decision. But still I'm waiting for it. So how long it will take?
I don't know. How long has it been now?
It's been like almost 2 months. Like I gave the interview.
Wait, you gotta wait at least 120 days. Then call me. Then we can follow up.
120 days.
Yeah.
Oh.
They have 4 months to make a decision.
4 months. Okay, but and my second question is that like my son is US citizen, but I don't have any work authorization. So can I apply for ITI number so I can claim child tax credit?
You can get a tax identification number, but they won't give you any child tax credit with a TIN number.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay, Brad. Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, let's go to Aid in Englewood, California.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you, Brad. Thank you for all your work. God
My
bless
pleasure.
you. Yeah, please. My case has been pending for a while now, and I tried to contact them sometimes back, and they sent me an email which says your case is currently delayed because the requirements security check are still pending. We cannot make a decision on your case until we receive this result of a security check. What does that mean, please?
Means your security check is still pending. Exactly what it means. They're doing background check on you. How long has this been?
My marriage is about 3 years now in October.
How long have you been pending your adjustment?
Now it's about 2 years.
2 years?
2 years. Yeah, 2 years plus.
3 years your adjustment's pending? You went for an interview?
Yeah, we went for interview in sometimes in 2019.
Okay, and that went okay?
Yeah, it went okay. They said they're going to get back to us.
And now it's just pending security checks?
Yeah.
Since 2019?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so what it means is they're doing background checks on you, or they forgot about you. It could mean that as well. What they can't do is background checks forever. Because doing a background check forever, which is happening to you right now for 3 years almost, is the equivalent of denying your case. If they never make a decision, it's the same as a denial. You never get a green card. And so they can't just drag out security investigations for as long as they feel like it. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, you're an immediate relative, you're immediately eligible for a green card, which means that they have to make a decision within a relative period of time. And if they don't, then they have to give you a green card. If they haven't completed their security checks in 3 years, they got to give you a green card. And you want to know what? They can still do security checks after you get your green card. And if they find something, they can always take your green card away. But what they can't do is just never give you a green card. So what you do is you file a mandamus, which is a federal litigation against the Immigration Service to have a federal judge tell the Immigration Service to do their job. Or you threaten to do it. We call that a pre-litigation mandamus. That's what you should be doing now.
Okay. Can you lead me to your people so I can use
I
you?
can lead you to my people. Hold on one second. Lead me to your people. Stacey Ann in Boston.
Can you lead me to your people so I can
Stacey Ann, listen to Facebook or YouTube, not your phone.
Hi, Brad. Good night.
Good night. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Yes, my daughter is a U.S. citizen.
You have to lower the
Oh, I'm leaving the room. Yes, my daughter is a U.S. citizen, so she's petitioning for me. But I have a 14-year-old son. Will she be able to do his too?
No. She could only file for you. After you get your green card, you could file for your son.
So how long after I get my green card can I file for him?
The next day.
Okay, thank you very much.
Where's your son?
Oh, he's here with me in the U.S.
Where is his father of the son?
His father is in Jamaica.
Does the son have a relationship with the father?
No.
No? The father basically just left him?
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing you can do if you don't want to wait to turn around and file for him, and then ultimately it'll take about 2 years and he would have to go home and come back, is you can do what's called the special immigrant juvenile petition for him now. So your daughter would be filing for you, and you, as the mother, even though you don't even have a green card, would be going into local family court in Massachusetts where you are, getting legal guardianship of your child. I mean, you're the mother, you are the legal guardian, but now you have a judge give you legal guardianship. And as part of the legal guardianship, you get a judge to make a special ruling that it's not in the child's best interest to return to Jamaica because the child has no relationship with the father, and the child will be living on the street as an abandoned child.
Okay.
And if you can show that the child was abandoned by at least one parent, the child's considered an abandoned abandoned child in the United States of America, and that child is immediately eligible to file an adjustment. Family court only takes 2 or 3 months, 4 months. So within a matter of months, you get this special ruling in the guardianship. Your son can file his adjustment. He'll be a couple months behind you.
Okay, so I should do that now?
Yes.
And what's the name of it again?
It's called the Special Immigrant Juvenile Petition, but you got to go to family court with an attorney who knows what they're doing, and you have to get legal guardianship plus a special ruling that's not in the child's best interest to return to Jamaica.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on. Let's go to Michelle in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Hey, Brad. How are you doing?
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. It's not my personal case, but I have a friend who got married. He is in his 30s, 38, the wife 49. They separated them at the interview, and this was from last October. It's now November. We're about to go into December. Have not heard from them. He says when he looks at the case status, it's saying that it's being reviewed or something like that. He applied for his permit or reapplied and have still not heard anything from them. So he wants to know how to proceed.
Well, if it's been more than a year and he feels he did well on the interview and it's a real marriage, just like the other gentleman from California, immigration doesn't have a right to hold the case forever and make no decision. Because no decision's a denial. You know, if they don't make a decision, you don't get a green card. If they deny you, you don't get a green card. So it's the same thing. A no decision's a denial. So a lot of times immigration doesn't make decisions. It's as good as a denial. They don't have the right to do that. So if it's pending more than a year from the interview, I'm always suggesting to do a mandamus or threaten a mandamus.
Okay, and his lawyer or himself can apply?
No, you need a lawyer to help you do that.
Okay.
All right.
Right, and he also said at the interview they had separated, he and his wife.
Yes, it's called the Stokes
and they
interview.
were really aggressive with her interview.
Yeah, well, it may very well be a real marriage, but immigration certainly didn't think it was.
Yeah, they're doubting it.
Yeah.
I figured that's much.
Yes.
Okay, Brad, thank you so much.
All right, let's go to John in San Jose, California. John.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for all the good things you've been doing. I have a quick question. A friend of mine is the one I'm asking for. He went for an interview in July. The I-130 was approved on the spot. And because at the time the wife was unemployed, the interviewer said she wouldn't approve. They needed another affidavit of support, which they got and sent in almost immediately. They still haven't heard back as regards the I-485.
When did they send in the affidavit support?
2 weeks after the interview.
When was this? The interview?
This was in August.
This past August?
Yeah, this past August.
Okay, it's not even 120 days yet. So September, October, November. Maybe you're coming on 120 days. If you haven't heard anything by January or February, that's when you start following up. You can go down to the local immigration office. You can start writing letters. And at the 1 year mark, then threaten a mandamus or do a mandamus. So after 120 days, the general rule is this. You got to wait 120 days. Don't bother them. Hopefully you get a decision. After 120 days, start harassing them, writing letters, calling, going down to the local office. Still a year, you're harassing them. Nothing, mandamus. Those are my rules.
Okay, all right then.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Brad.
You're welcome. And by the way, in years past, I would tell everybody, Jonathan, if you didn't get a chance to answer your question, you could always follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
At Real Brad Bernstein.
That thing.
But Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, man.
That's right. Take it off the screen.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a damn.
So I have no Instagram at the moment. I didn't unfollow anybody. Instagram disabled me. Somebody hacked my Instagram, and then I got disabled. Screw them! Meanwhile, you can follow us at Bradshaw Live on Instagram. That still exists. Ask your questions there. We'll be happy to answer them as well. You can also follow us on TikTok at Bradshaw Live. If you ask your question on TikTok at Bradshaw Live, you may very well be lucky enough to get a video from me personally answering it. And Jonathan.
Yep, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And I got to turn my page here. As I turn my page, later in the show, we're going to speak with attendees at the New York City 5th Women's March, which focuses on reproductive rights, as the Supreme Court is set to hear arguments tomorrow challenging Roe versus Wade, which protects a woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion.
And Josiah Montrevel was 14 years old when his father, immigrant activist Jean Montrevel, was deported to Haiti in January 2018 for a 30-year-old aggravated felony charge. Jean just returned to U.S. on October 18th on 90-day parole while he fights to remain here with his family. In this short video, Josiah tells us what he would like to see in U.S. immigration reform. Now, what would you guys like to see? We're going to be looking in the comments.
What is the number one change you want to see in U.S. immigration reform?
I would like to see, as with like ICE officers and ICE agents and people who just handle the cases, I would like to see them take a more human approach to it, you know, because a lot of the times what happens with an ICE is, you know, they just have, it's black and white to them, you know, oh, you did this, so automatically this happens to you. But a lot of the time, more often than not, that's not the case. You know, say someone commits a crime, you never know why they did it, because they never ask why you did it. Or they never think about, oh, how long ago and where you're at today in life. Because, you know, it's one thing to say deport my dad when he was, I believe, 19 when it happened. You know, that's one thing to do. You know, he just got here, he commits a crime, send him back, he goes back to whoever is still there. But doing it 30 years later, when he already has a family, has a business, has turned his life around for the better, and is an active member of the community, it's just really inhumane, you know, to break apart families because of one small incident that happened decades ago. So I'd like to see ICE agents and officers, you know, just use their minds, you know, think about what's going on. I'm pretty sure they're just handed files that have bare information, but if they could do their research and think about, you know, the circumstances of the person's life and think about how it would affect them in their community.
All right, you ready for some social media check-in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, first question comes from Jumoke Castro on YouTube. I got my green card in 1989 and lived in America for more than 15 years, but my parents moved back home to Belize, and I had physically lost my documents, green card, social, etc. Now I'm applying for a replacement green card to get back to America to file for my citizenship. Can I apply for the SB1 visa? Also, my mom has been a U.S. citizen since 1996 while I was a minor.
Well, it sounds like you're a U.S. citizen. If you were living in the United States with your mother, sounds like you're a U.S. citizen. So if you were living in the United States with your mother as a green card holder, you're potentially a United States citizen and just apply for a U.S. passport. If you've been out of the U.S. for more than a year and you're not a U.S. citizen, then yes, you would need to do the SB1 visa.
Okay, Edward Banner on YouTube. What does it mean if your index finger and photo is again collected at an interview by the officer?
It means that they collected your fingerprint and photo again. I don't know, maybe they didn't have your fingerprint, maybe it got ruined, who knows?
Hamza Idan on YouTube. What do I do when I get my emergency parole advance for 45 days and the border closes because of the new variant?
Then you need a new one if you want to travel in the future.
Sharon Frith Jackson, Facebook. If your green card expired and you haven't renewed for citizenship but have an emergency and want to travel, how do you do that?
You can go down to the local immigration office. You would have to apply for an I-551, which is a replacement of a green card while you have a pending citizenship, and they'll put a stamp in your passport to travel.
All right, Tanny Smith on YouTube. What's the update on spousal green card interviews in Jamaica?
It's a long wait.
Naked Wire on Facebook. I had fingerprints done since March 11th for citizenship till now. Haven't heard anything. What do I do?
Wait, hopefully soon.
Ever Blessed Andrea on YouTube. Can I adjust my status while my husband waits for the oath ceremony? My husband passed the citizenship test in February 2020 and still hasn't done the oath ceremony.
That's a problem if he hasn't done an oath ceremony. He passed over a year ago. You need an attorney. He should have gotten it within 90 days. And no, you can't file your adjustment until he takes his oath.
Ooh, Conquest on YouTube. What are the requirements to apply for a widow if you lost your husband 3 months ago?
File an I-360, prove it was a bona fide marriage, and you can join that with an adjustment.
Okay, Rosemarie Espuit on YouTube. When will my priority date be current? My date is June 20th, 2015.
Who's sponsoring you?
Michelle Favored Copeland on Facebook. I have a friend who has done his interview from last October but hasn't heard anything yet. His work permit has been expired or has expired and has reapplied but has heard nothing yet. His wife is much older and they had separated them at the interview. How can he move forward?
Well, they don't believe it's a real marriage. So they're doing an investigation. If it's more than 12 months and it's a real marriage, that you move forward by filing a mandamus or threatening a mandamus.
Nico Leon on YouTube. I was denied entry to the U.S. about 3 years ago after they found out I worked without authorization. VWP revoked. Told to apply for a B2 visa if I want to come back. Is it possible or impossible? Is this a criminal record?
What happened again?
So they were denied 3 years ago after they found out that they worked without authorization.
They were denied at the embassy or at the airport?
Just it says VWP revoked. I don't know.
It sounds like
so I was denied entry to the U.S.
Okay, so you got deported at the airport. So that's a permanent bar. You need a waiver.
Okay, Mompati Pato on IG. Can an undocumented immigrant apply for a student visa while in the U.S. to go to college? And if it is approved, can they travel out of the USA on that student visa?
No, because if you apply for the student visa, you'd have to go to another country to pick it up and return, and they're going to think you're an intending immigrant because you've lived in the United States your whole life.
Ken Kibet on YouTube. How many years do you get with an approved VAWA and adjustments filed together, and how many years do you have to file for citizenship? Also, how fast do you get citizenship through military?
You get your green card for life once you get it through VAWA. You can file for citizenship 3 years after you're getting your green card if the abuse was at the hands of a U.S. citizen, 5 years if it was at the hands of a permanent resident, and you can apply for citizenship if you're in the military and have had a green card for more than a year.
Rococo Chocolat on YouTube. Can you get your citizenship in the U.S. when you're about to finish AIT training?
What's AIT? I don't know what AIT training is.
Yeah, I don't either. All right, last one.
Maybe I should know, but I don't know. I'm trying to think what it is.
Here, let me see if I can if I can quickly Google.
All right, AIT.
Yeah. It could possibly be advanced individual training. So it's where you learn the skills needed to perform a specific Army job, such as artillery or engineering.
All right, so if you're in the military, so the question is what?
So let's go back. Can you get your citizenship in the U.S. when you're about to finish AIT training?
If you are in the military, you've had a green card for more than a year, yes.
Okay, and last one, Kenny Sang on Facebook. Do you get a 5-year or 10-year green card with an approved VAWA? And after
10-year.
Okay.
There's no 5-year green card. So tomorrow, the Supreme Court is set to hear arguments on December 1st, tomorrow, on Mississippi's ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. So in Mississippi, if you are pregnant for more than 15 weeks, that's 4, 8, 12, not even into your 4th month yet, can't have an abortion. And the Supreme Court is set to hear arguments. There is a Supreme Court decision, Roe versus Wade, that says that a woman has a right to an abortion. And here is Mississippi saying, no, you don't have a right to an abortion if you're pregnant for more than 15 weeks. Now, Mississippi's ban has been blocked by lower courts because the lower courts have directly ruled that it violates Roe's protections for pre-viability abortions. And the hearing would come after justices allowed Texas to move forward also with a near total abortion ban in September. In taking Mississippi's case, the Supreme Court's conservative supermajority has signaled it is open to revisiting and potentially overturning the landmark 1973 decision that legalized abortion nationwide. A ruling in the case is expected to come down over the summer, just a few months ahead of the midterm elections. I would think that if they ban abortion, it would help the Democrats.
Yes.
A great majority of Americans want to have women have a choice in whether or not to have the abortion. On October 2nd, thousands of people in hundreds of cities across the country gathered for the 5th Women's March, focusing on reproductive rights. We went to the New York City rally. We spoke to attendees about why they were marching and who restrictive reproductive laws will impact the most, including undocumented immigrants. Let's watch.
Hey Brad Squad, it's executive producer Jilly Bean here at the 2021 Women's March here in New York City. Today, women are marching all over the country to protest Texas's new restrictive abortion legislation, which bans abortions after 6 weeks and gives anyone the ability to sue those involved in or remotely related to facilitating an abortion. Now other states are deciding whether to pass similar laws. The organizers of today's march say women in America are at grave risk of losing their reproductive rights and freedoms, and that's why they are marching today. Let's go see what some of the people here at today's event have to say about what's at stake. Let's go.
There is no democracy if people cannot determine their own health for their bodies, their own reproductive choices. That is the truth. There is no democracy unless we can control our bodies. It's so outrageous. I can't believe that we are still fighting this fight. But we have to win. I'm with you every inch of the way.
I'm here right now with Amanda, Christina, and Victoria. So thank you for joining me today, ladies, and talking to us. So let's just start with, why are you here today?
For abortion access for everybody. This is ridiculous that we're even having to fight this right now. So we're here to send a message to everybody in the United States that this needs to stop. Until we acknowledge that it's all connected by the same thread, that it is all in benefit of like one particular group and in benefit of capitalism and like keeping people down, until we like really acknowledge that and start to break it apart, like nothing's gonna change.
Nothing will change, right. And I actually have had an abortion. Best decision of my life. You know, I was lucky enough that it was safe, it was accessible, it was not a problem. But I can't believe that the same people who made it illegal in Texas won't wear a mask. Like, they feel like that's abridging their civil liberties, but they think it's fine to tell a woman what to do with her uterus.
And what are they going to do with that baby? They don't help raise that baby.
They could not give two shits about that baby once it's born.
Why are you here today?
I'm here today because I've been a fighter for a woman's right to choose since before the Supreme Court decision. I'm 77. I grew up at a time when abortion was illegal, when the fear of getting pregnant overrode so much in your life. This is before there was even the pill. When women had to go for illegal abortions that could be very dangerous to their lives. Yeah, it's been a lifelong struggle for me.
Why are you here today?
As a nurse practitioner and someone that works in the medical field, primarily with women's health and sexual reproductive health, it was really important for me to come out here and just represent women, people that have vaginas, and support them and stand up and fight for their rights, and to really let the world know, to let this country know that we do not stand for or with the bans that are happening in Texas, in Arkansas, in other extremely conservative states. So we just wanted to come out here and show our support and let people know that we stand in solidarity.
Well, this is, you know, like, you have to support other people in your life. You know, like, I have my partner, I have my mother, I have my sisters, and like, they all have rights, and like we shouldn't be the stand alley by as people are taking them away from them. So I'm just here to support.
All the responsibility should not just be on the woman at all. This is unacceptable. It takes two people to create a fetus, to create a baby.
Why are you here today?
I am here marching for the rights of my granddaughter, for her future, and for all of the future of the next generation of women.
Oh, I'm here with my family. I'm here with my niece who's 7 months old. I'm here because I myself had 2 abortions, and because I had access to that, I'm here to talk about it. And I'm here because I was not ready for many reasons, health reasons, financial reasons, and I'm now living what I believe is where my best life right now, and I could not have had that if I did not have access to abortion.
Were you surprised by the Texas ruling?
I would say in a way I wasn't surprised. For over 40 years, since Roe v. Wade, the governments, various governments in many states have been whittling away at the rights of a woman to choose. They've been making it very difficult for doctors, saying they had to be affiliated with hospitals, for young people to get parents' permission, for enforced counseling where you had to look at a sonogram. And so today, in 90% of the counties in the United States, there is no legalized abortion. That's how restrictive it is today.
Were you shocked when the Texas law came down?
I was absolutely shocked. I was 21 in 1973 when Roe versus Wade became law. And it was so significant to me and all of my friends and all the women that I knew. So to hear that it would be rolled back after all the progress that we made, it was just devastating to think. I thought we were really well protected, and we're not.
What do you want to say to the Supreme Court? What do you want to say to Congress?
Well,
Let it out.
First of all, what are they going to do when their mistresses get pregnant?
They'll do what they want anyway. That's the problem. Like, you're making a decision for other people when it's something that you would happily participate in secretly behind like closed doors because it's something that you can provide yourself access with. But it is something that should be available to everybody.
And 15 weeks, a lot of times women don't know that they're pregnant.
It's also a huge decision.
Yeah.
So to act like it's a flippant choice on anybody's part, regardless of the number of weeks that somebody has been pregnant for, like, that's a huge choice. You have to decide, is this even a situation that I want to participate in? And maybe that's not going to happen at 15 weeks.
What do you want to say to the Supreme Court?
What I'd really like to say is I wish the right to abortion, I wish the original decision of the Supreme Court was not based on medical issues. As Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, it should have been based on the 14th Amendment. That would have given the woman the right to equal treatment under the law and would not have involved doctors. So I'm hoping we get the most favorable ruling, even in terms of Roe v. Wade, but I would like the whole decision to be changed because the reason they've been able to go after so many rights is because it's strictly a medical decision with you and your doctor, and it shouldn't be. It should be the woman alone.
What is it you want to tell the Supreme Court justices?
Leave women alone. Leave sexual reproductive rights in the hands of the individual woman. The government does not need to be controlling our sexual reproductive rights. They don't.
You cannot take away the rights of women. It is our right, our reproductive rights, it's health rights, it's family rights. You cannot do this to women. Women are the core of our nation, and to discriminate against them is taking away the rights of all of us.
Can you talk about, as of course abortion affects all women, but how it affects women of color and immigrant women?
Well, from the very beginning, the federal government put restrictions on Medicaid, which is used by poor women, women of color, immigrant women who cannot afford to go even for a legal abortion. So from the very beginning, they've gone after them. In addition, because abortion is so restricted now, women in rural communities have to travel miles and miles and miles to get an abortion, and that affects, again, poor women and women of color and young women.
So I feel like it affects all women, but it especially affects poor women, women of color, women who really need the access to safe and legal abortion and can't pay a doctor or pay somebody to fly them out of state to have an abortion.
Black women, immigrant women are going to suffer the worst. They're going to suffer the most. You're taking away access to resources, access to care, and it's absolutely unacceptable, and it needs to stop. Abortions, the majority of sexual reproductive rights, the majority of family planning is not abortion care at all. It's preventative, safe care for the woman.
If abortion being illegal, what is that going to do to people who are already afraid of the system?
A lot of women are going to die. Period. That's what it boils down to. When you take away access to care and access to resources, people are going to seek alternative measures that are just not safe, and that's not what we want. Your immigration status shouldn't determine whether or not you have access to health care or not. You're a human being. Being a human means that you should have access to health care. I mean, we are fortunate that we live in a city, and I practice in a city that is considered a sanctuary city and provides a lot of care to immigrant women, to low-income women, to minority women at little to no cost, and our laws here are not as restrictive. But New York City is a minority in comparison to the rest of the country. And if we don't stop these laws, if we don't stop these bans, it's just going to be detrimental to women, families, and communities.
So you could see the sign, you know, how I feel about that. A lot of pro-life people are only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about people who cannot afford that secret abortion in a special place where people can't drive to out of state to get an abortion. And we have to do something to stop it, to protect the laws and the people that it affects. On one hand, we get upset that people aren't working, that they're not contributing, but we're doing everything to oppress them by not giving them the rights, healthcare rights, abortion rights, so that they can thrive in this country. So I don't understand how you can be for one thing and not for another.
Abortion rights are LGBTQ rights. Abortion rights are LGBTQ rights.
Okay, squad, thank you very much for joining us today at the Women's March 2021 here in New York City. We spoke to a lot of people, we heard a lot of stories, and I think if we didn't know before, we realized after today why it is so important to make sure Roe versus Wade stays on the books. Thanks so much, squad. Back to the studio.
So tomorrow's the big day. In the Supreme Court, the Mississippi ban on abortion is going to be argued, and then they are going to give a decision. It'd be interesting if they actually overturn Roe versus Wade.
Right.
You know, in a way, if you're a Democratic consultant, you'd be like, yeah, I hope they do that just politically.
Right.
Because there would be such an outpouring for Democrats, because they would ultimately be clamoring to pass a law and perhaps even a constitutional amendment for abortion.
Yeah.
All right, we ready to put some seconds on the clock?
All right, let's do the
Put
intro.
some seconds on the clock. There we go. All right, 50 seconds. Got a little dark there, Yo-Yo.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you reading it so closely?
Because it's a lot of words here. It's not like back then when these questions are short.
You have long questions.
Yes.
Yo-Yo, let me tell you something, my man. Let me tell you something.
Gosh. Yes.
Okay? If any man was made for a long question, if any man was made to ask a long question, we got our two men here.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, ready?
Ready, go.
How long does AOS take since COVID backlog?
A year.
When a U.S. citizen files a petition to bring their parents to the U.S., can other siblings and grandchildren be derivatives?
No.
How long does it take U.S. citizen to file for his wife in Jamaica?
Over a year and a half.
Can you file for your parents with 10-year permanent residence?
No, you have to be a citizen.
How soon after being approved for EAD will I receive in hand?
Probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Can you travel to another country besides your own country with advanced parole?
Yes.
When a U.S. citizen files a petition to bring their parents to the U.S., can other siblings... Oh.
No.
Can you apply for a certificate of non-existence if they put the wrong place birth on your application?
You can get other alternative documentation to prove your birth.
How old does my son have to be to file for me if I'm
21.
out of status? VAWA approved in June 2021. How long is the green card interview?
2 more years.
Ah, we got it. Oh my God.
There we are! There we are! Oh my God! Wow!
The same question twice.
We asked the same question twice. All right, I said we were going to do it. That was right down to the wire.
My heart.
All right.
Goodness gracious,
All right,
guys.
do you still have it in you to do comments of the day?
I think I'll be okay. I think I could do it.
All right. We have any comments today? No. We're not answering more immigration questions. No. We answered a lot already. We answered a ton of immigration questions.
Don't get them excited.
We're still answering immigration questions. I think Ian's going to go home and have a drink tonight. And of course, we're blank now. There we go.
There we go.
Comments of the day.
All right, y'all.
Comments of the day. There we go.
First comment of the day.
Drum roll, please. No drum roll.
I'll do it myself.
All right.
CE user. The best U.S. immigration show today.
All right.
Nice.
I'll do a drum roll. You ready?
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, go.
All right, our second one. Nice. All right. Okay.
Cut.
Ayotal.
We're going old school here.
Right.
We're doing our own drumming.
Ayotal Radnod saying, "Hey squad, big up Brad and Yo-Yo, my favorite live show on YouTube."
All right.
Yeah, what's up, Ayotal?
I like the drumming. I hope we can do a whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
Ready?
okay, third one.
Oh, now we got it.
Rococo Chocolat saying, "Hey Brad and crew, good evening. I say big thank you again to you and your team. I am a citizen now and thank you again and again."
Very nice. Congratulations. Congratulations.
And our last one. And this is regarding immigration reform. It's Apple Pie saying, "Less waiting times."
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you know what tomorrow is? Today was Giving Tuesday. Also, Tea Time Tuesday. But you know what Wednesday is? It only means one thing when you look at the calendar and it's Wednesday.
It means it is
It is Hump Day.
Hump Day. The camels will be coming out tomorrow.
We will see you all.
We will see you all tomorrow.
I guess you're signing off today, Jan.
We'll see you all tomorrow.
There we are. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.